My next guest is a Canadian film director, film producer, author, marketing executive, and arts philanthropist. Please welcome to the studio, Barry Avrich. Barry, you're one of the few Canadian filmmakers who has achieved success south of the border while maintaining your home here in Toronto. No matter where your career has taken you, you've always stayed close to the local Jewish community. Why? Why is that?
Well, I just never wanted to be identified geographically. Is it somebody that's been successful in Hollywood? Is it somebody that's been successful in Toronto? My roots have been in Canada. My home is here. Could I have been more successful had I established myself as a filmmaker in Los Angeles versus Toronto? Perhaps. I have interviewed many Canadian celebrities that moved to the United States, and they felt they had to, because I've never felt that Canadians have been great at creating a star system or honoring their own. But I've loved my lifestyle and my home and my roots in Canada. My mother's still with us. I feel somewhat dedicated to staying in this country for as long as she's with us. So I'm happy here, but there's no question the majority of work I do is in the United States, but this is a great place to live and to be have a home base here.
You mentioned star system. What's preventing Canada from establishing its own star system?
Well, it's a complex question in terms of why Canada doesn't have a star system much like they do in the United States. Canadians are very different culturally. We don't necessarily love Canadians to be super successful. We're modest people on that end of it. It's the tall poppy syndrome. If somebody becomes too successful, too important, they want to take them down on that end of it. So that's a cultural issue. The other part is, media. We're extraordinarily influenced by the product, entertainment product, culture product that comes in from the United States. So when you're competing with everything from Netflix to American networks and other streamers, it's tough. It's tough to have that market and establish one's own success or star system in Canada. And the other issue is that I think that we really need to dedicate the time and the resources to cherishing our own. It's difficult when you can't name 10 major directors in Canada on both hands, and why we don't honor and spend that time doing it. I think Quebec's done it very well, but in the rest of Canada, it's tough. It's tough to make it, and it's tough to find your own definition of what a celebrity is here. Many years ago, the Globe and Mail wrote a story about me, and they said, Barry Avrich is one of the great self-promoters, and a late friend of mine, Dusty Cole, who started the Toronto Film Festival, read the piece, and he was so offended. He goes, "You have to call them and ask for retraction. How dare they call you a self-promoter?" And I said, I'm not going to take any insult by that. You either self-promote in Canada or you die on that end of it. So if the Globe and Mail thinks I'm a self-promoter because I promote my own films and projects, then so be it. Otherwise, you're just never going to get noticed.
So with few opportunities available for young Canadian filmmakers, what would your advice be to students contemplating a career in Canadian and international film?
Well, I think the question of what's my advice to young filmmakers in this industry, and I get that question a lot, and I always answer it, and I'll take every call and email from a young filmmaker and encourage them. I don't think that one should be defined by their geography. I live in Canada, I live in the United States, I live anywhere. I mean, the stories that they need to tell, whether it's a documentary or a scripted feature, need to be universal. You can't be selfish about a story that I want to tell because I love the story. Is there a market? And I'm a commercial filmmaker. I'm not accepted within the Canadian filmmaking community. I'm okay with that because I tend to be more commercial in my approach to filmmaking. Is there an audience for the project? If there's not, then don't do it. My opinion, that's my advice. So that's rule number one. Is there a market for the story that you want to tell? Secondly, pick up your iPhone, pick up a camera wherever you can, and just start filming. Create a trailer, a sizzle reel, create the marketing tools that are necessary to help sell your story. they're in a documentary world. It's certainly the halcyon days. I mean, people are interested. People love documentaries. Certain subject matters sell better than others. Certainly, crime. My last documentary, which will be on CBC this fall, The Talented Mr. Rosenberg, is about a fraud artist, and certainly, crime sells. It's a big deal. People love to watch it and love to be behind the scenes and seeing how things happen. So I think be commercial, be clever in terms of marketing. Don't ever take the position that I'm a filmmaker, I'm not a marketing guy or woman. You have to be both. You have to market yourself on that end of it, and then watch everything, see what's selling, how things are made. Documentaries have become very sophisticated. It's not enough just to sort of sit here and talk. You have to sort of have context, and you've got to have storytelling and cinematography.
So thank you so much, Barry, for being our guest here at
My
CJTV.